This is CBC Winnipeg News.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. More people in the province are yet again being asked to pack up and leave their homes, this time in Snow Lake, where residents have been ordered to leave by noon tomorrow. The northern town is the latest in a string of communities that have been evacuated because of wildfires. More than 18,000 people in the province now out of their homes. That's where CBC's Caroline Bargut is tonight. And Caroline, how are people feeling?
Well, Brittany, most of the stores here are already closed down. Now, people in Snow Lake for the past 2 days, they've been under an evacuation alert. So they were told to be ready to leave within 48 hours if the situation changes. And that notice came today. This morning, we got an alert on our phone, an emergency alert, basically saying everybody in this town, all 1,100 people who live in Snow Lake, had to leave by noon on Saturday. The reason for that is because the winds are expected to shift, which means the fire could potentially come closer to this community. Now, the fire is about 30 kilometers away right now. Firefighters are doing what they can in Snow Lake to protect this town if the flames do make their way here. They are spraying wooded areas with water to keep them moist and prevent them from becoming fuel for a possible fire. They're also staying behind to protect properties and town infrastructure while everybody else has evacuated. Now, Cheryl and Nelson Linklater have been on the edge since they heard they might have to leave Snow Lake. They have 3 kids and no car, so they won't be able to take their cat on the bus to the Winnipeg Evacuation Center. This whole ordeal has been extremely stressful for their family.
I'm actually really scared because this is our home. Like these are our things. Like, you know, like what if we come home to nothing? I'm gonna have to start all over for my kids. Yeah, it is.
Smith and Tom Allen evacuated from Flin Flon 9 days ago. They went to Baker's Narrows and got evacuated from there. Then they went to Wekusko Falls and they stayed in a tent there for about 4 days and were told once again they had to leave. Then a parks employee told them he could clean out his camper and they can stay in his backyard, which is where they've been for the past few days. And now they found out again they had to leave again.
Now we're here on this wonderful park ranger's property that just
hell of a nice guy,
like just an angel, because we were in a tent and it was supposed to rain. It's just been cold and we had people in Snow Lake have been awesome, like our hoodie. We've gotten free clothing for people. It's been awesome, but now we have to evacuate again tomorrow.
What has this been like for you?
It's been horrible.
Don't even know what to do.
No income, nothing, don't even know anything, just chasing ahead of the fire, that's it.
The last bus out of here left at 4 p.m. Anyone who didn't have a vehicle or didn't have a ride was told they had to be on it. As for everyone else, they have until noon on Saturday to evacuate.
All right, thank you. That's CBC's Caroline Bargut. Now, there's a mix of emotions among many wildfire evacuees: confusion, frustration, and exhaustion. 2,400 residents of Wet'suwet'en Cree Nation were forced from their homes over the past week, many trying to find refuge wherever they can. I spoke with some this week in Thompson who say many don't know where to go or how to get help.
Through thick smoke and ash, people in Wet'suwet'en Cree Nation stood by waiting to be evacuated. As the fire inched closer and closer to Split Lake, with just one road in and out of the community, it was time to quickly start getting people out.
We've never seen anything like this ever in history. There was buses coming in and they were just loading people up, and people were kind of hesitant to go because they didn't know how big the fire was going to be. They were hoping that it'll be put out every day.
Power went out in the community on May 30th, the fire raging less than 1 kilometer away. 25-year-old Grace Beardy was alone with her 3 kids, her baby born just days before. Now she's in Thompson, waiting to connect with her family in Winnipeg.
It was sad, and, especially going through a postpartum and carrying a little one. I was alone out there with him for 4 days.
The band-owned Wawatay Inn is usually reserved for those coming to Thompson for medical appointments. Now it's housing priority evacuees.
Make sure they have a place to sleep here and make sure they have food to eat, and especially for their children and the elderly, disabled people.
It's the closest thing to home, but space is limited. With just 18 rooms, they're doing their best to house as many people as possible.
It's been chaos for everyone here, and still a lot of people don't have rooms. Like him, he's an elder, he doesn't have a room. Some are sleeping on these couches here in the lobby.
This has become a space to land. When there's been confusion, people not knowing where to go, where to register, Melanie Spence has become that unofficial resource.
There wasn't that much communication, but I said, I need help here. Like, there's mothers with infants outside here, like in the parking lot, with no place to stay.
She's helping find rooms, but after days, frustration is starting to set in. Many separated from their loved ones who now span not just multiple cities, but provinces.
Some of them are in Gillam, some of them are in Winnipeg, and a few are in Niagara Falls.
And while this may be crowded and not a perfect solution, for now, people here are thankful for the support and the home away from home.
Now, the unease is widespread. It's not just evacuees here in Manitoba that are expressing concerns about some of the treatment they're receiving, but also those from northern Saskatchewan. Some say getting information from the Red Cross has been chaotic and access to services challenging. CBC's Cameron McIntosh reports.
Are you already registered with the Red Cross?
Yes, Henry McKenzie got registered.
Nobody seems to know where we're going, and we're going in circles.
But when he called the Red Cross to register a group of elders in Prince Albert, the call center couldn't tell him where to go.
I'll see if I can get someone to reach out here.
Turns out the registration center was a couple of blocks away. In Saskatchewan, up to 15,000 people have fled their homes. Indigenous evacuees can register with the Red Cross for financial assistance and, if they need, shelter. In this assistance center, run by a First Nation, plenty of exhaustion and frustration. Many, like Malachi Linklater, saying it's been hard getting clear answers from the Red Cross.
Maybe they're overwhelmed too, but they've been pushed away. So
it takes the first few days of these things are always, hectic.
The Red Cross says it's catching up with demand. 8,000 people registered in Saskatchewan so far.
We won't turn people away. We are registering anybody that's been evacuated.
In Manitoba, the Red Cross is responsible for all evacuees. More than 16,000 people are registered. That too started slowly. Given the scale of the fires and speed required to respond, Manitoba's Grand Chief says there are lessons to be learned for governments and aid agencies.
What we're seeing is, very disorganized, uncoordinated response to the evacuations.
For most evacuees, thoughts are on the next days and weeks. Trina Cameron is having trouble getting a placement. That will take her 3 dogs.
I had nowhere to go, and I'm 52 years old. I can't be living on the streets.
So far, nearly $7 million has been raised for wildfire relief through direct donations to the Red Cross and matching funds from the federal and provincial governments. Cameron McIntosh, CBC News, Prince Albert.
Let's bring in Riley Lachuk now. Riley, with all of these wildfires, the eyes are on the weather. Wind, smoke, it is really causing concerns for many people.
Yeah, and it's the variability that we've seen in the wind, Brittany, that's been really playing a factor in all of this. I wanted to touch on the fire that's burning near Flin Flon, Puckadawag, and Sheridan. This is pretty much all one fire going back into Saskatchewan at this point. Southwesterly winds today, that is pushing a little bit of new fire activity just south of Flin Flon. That's been a real concern today with that southwesterly wind. But as we get into the weekend, we'll see more of a shift back toward a northwesterly wind, and that's going to push some of this down towards Snow Lake, and that's why there's concern there and evacuations happening. So again, there's no real winning when we're dealing with the wind here. We need that calm wind, but unfortunately that's not what we have in the cards. That shift in wind did help to push some of that smoke out of the Red River Valley, but back into northern Manitoba. Air quality warning still in place for the Inner Lake, through much of northern Manitoba and down through eastern Manitoba. We have seen that clearing start to happen as we've gotten throughout the afternoon, especially here in Winnipeg with some of that smoke and the air quality. There is some rain in the forecast I'll have more on that when I come back.
All right, thank you, Riley.
You're welcome.
Winnipeg City Council approved a set of major housing reforms. Councillors passed changes to the city's zoning rules, allowing construction of up to 4 units per housing lot and up to 4 stories within 800 meters of frequent transit, all without a public hearing. Mayor Scott Gillingham says the changes will get more housing built faster.
To build duplexes, triplexes, and fourplexes in certain areas with specified rules around them. This will not be the proverbial Wild West where anybody can build anything anywhere.
Gillingham says the city needed to make the changes to get $450 million in federal funding. Cancelled sports and events. Wildfire smoke is causing problems in many areas of the province. We'll have more on the air quality concerns next. It's been a smoky few days in Winnipeg with hazy skies and deteriorating air quality. It's led to the cancellation of some events and forced schools to keep kids inside. As CBC's Gavin Axelrod shows us, events choked out by the smoke has big consequences for local organizations.
So the cool thing that we can do at the ruins is something that we can't do in black box theaters.
The Trappist Monastery in St. Norbert is the stage for local theater company Shakespeare in the Ruins.
Where actors climb this thing as well, and this is a lovely thing to have, and the audience is right there. So it's a pretty immersive experience that way.
But smoke from nearby wildfires and poor air quality brought the curtain down on a performance for young students Friday morning and the opening of the season the night before. Artistic director Rodrigo Bailfus says that had big consequences.
That's about $15,000 that they're gone. It's gone. So we're going to have to double our efforts to fundraise and keep going.
Some buildings in Winnipeg Friday were cloaked in a smoky haze. The air quality was so bad, Environment Canada set its warnings to the highest level possible. That's why this track was empty. It wasn't safe for high school provincials to get off and running.
And this seems to be the first time we've actually canceled a provincial outright due to weather, especially track and field. I don't think we've ever done it with smoke before.
Chad Falk says at one point around 1,600 high schoolers were registered for the event, but some from northern Manitoba had to pull out because of wildfires threatening their communities.
We had some really interesting stories too. A couple athletes from Hapnot that in Flin Flon that actually evacuated to Winnipeg and were dead set on still competing and making sure that they still could. And it was a kind of a neat story for them, but unfortunately it didn't work out.
He also says wildfire season is a new obstacle for anyone running outdoor events in the spring and summer.
I feel like we've all become air quality experts and things like that.
But it wasn't all bad news for everyone Friday. As the smoke cleared, all signs pointed to the show going on at the monastery.
These things you can only do here. You can't do them in a regular theater. So that's why it's a special experience.
And he's hoping to give audiences those experiences all summer long. Gavin Axelrod, CBC News, Winnipeg.
Manitoba Premier Wab Kinew is open to the idea of shipping oil through Hudson Bay. As CBC's Bartley Kivas reports, energy experts and environmental organizations are panning the idea.
For months, Manitoba's premier has been pitching the idea of a northern trade corridor utilizing an expanded Port of Churchill or a new Hudson Bay port to increase shipping through Arctic waters. Today, Kinew floated the idea of sending a number of commodities through a potential pipeline to Hudson Bay.
When we're talking about a pipe, what is the product that makes sense? Are we going to be looking at liquefaction and then maybe it's an LNG thing? Are we looking at oil and gas projects? Are we looking at something novel like green hydrogen or maybe a potash slurry? These are the things that we can signal to the private sector we're open to having a discussion about.
While Kinew has spoken about gas, potash, and hydrogen before, this is the first time he suggested oil could be shipped through Hudson Bay. Alberta Premier Danielle Smith immediately praised Kinew. Other voices are not enthused. One energy expert says Hudson Bay's shipping season is too short and the environment too treacherous to make Arctic oil shipments financially feasible, even if you can get insurance for it.
From every angle, from an environmental angle, from a business angle, from a market angle, it makes so much more sense, again, to build that egress, to build that other pipeline across to BC, to Pacific Tidewater.
Environmental organizations say cleaning up Arctic oil spills would be nigh impossible, and the premier shouldn't be raising the idea of shipping high-carbon fuels while climate change is fueling natural disasters.
If we build more fossil fuel infrastructure, we are going to kill more of us faster. People have to understand that is the spot we're in. It's so hard to speak about these things without being bitter, but also without acknowledging the tragedy we've already experienced this fire season.
Kinew says he will entertain proposals from the private sector about the best place for a new port on Hudson Bay, which for now is just an idea. Bartley Kivas, CBC News, Winnipeg.
Public health officials are once again warning of new measles exposure sites people need to be aware of. This first was on May 20th from 8:50 a.m. to 12:20 and again from 2:15 to 5:30 p.m. at the Green Valley School in Grunthal. Also that same day from 10:30 to 2:15 in the afternoon at the Manitoba Museum. People who may have been exposed are asked to monitor their symptoms until June 11th. Well, if you're heading to the zoo this weekend, you'll have some new animals to visit. 5 gray wolves now call Assiniboine Park Zoo home. The pack arrived early yesterday morning from the zoo in Langley, BC. They're settling in and adjusting to their new surroundings. It comes after the passing of Bear in March. He was the last living member of the zoo's original wolf pack.
Wolves evoke a lot of emotions and strong attachment to people. They really have a positive response to wolves, and that's why we love them here. Is we really like having people connect with our animals and inspire people to conserve and care about wildlife.
The zoo has also added a number of new animals recently, including new red pandas and ring-tailed lemurs. The zoo is open daily from 9 to 5. Lots of people may be avoiding that area because of the smoke over the last few days. Lots of people we've heard over the past couple weeks really just hoping for rain and hoping for a good soaking in many parts of the province. Maybe not going to get them everywhere, though.
Yeah, I'm here to deliver some rain, really pretty widespread in terms of how much is coming in. Not a lot of agreement with the forecast modeling, but we'll try our best here. Some of that rain has started to move into the province, particularly into northern Manitoba. You see some of this cloud cover that started to move in already. This is the leading edge of some of that precipitation moving in from Saskatchewan. So we are starting to see the start of some of that. It will come in waves, particularly for northern Manitoba as we get through the weekend here. So some rain through the evening hours tonight, really from anywhere Flin Flon, Lynn Lake, and eastward toward Thompson, getting a few showers through the overnight hours. Back to a mainly cloudy sky in the morning, but as we get into the afternoon, you see this cold front pushing through, and this is going to do a couple of things. First off, give us a risk of thunderstorms into the afternoon for southern Manitoba, but also behind this, pull us back to temperatures that are below seasonal. So we get a break from the heat once again in the province as we get into the weekend. That's good news for the firefight. We get a little bit of rain with this too, particularly this cold front giving us some rain into eastern parts of the province where we still have those fires burning. As this area of low pressure wraps back around here as we get into Sunday, northern Manitoba, yes, getting another shot of rain. Is this enough to really put a dent in that firefight? Probably not, but again, we'll take what we can get here as we get through the weekend. Even into Monday morning, I think we still have a chance of some lingering showers here in the Red River Valley. As I said, some varying amounts really across the province. I think these aren't too unreasonable, 10 to 15 millimeters for a good chunk in northern Manitoba. That's a good start in terms of the firefight. I'm saying 10 to 20 millimeters for southern Manitoba, although yes, some pockets of locally higher amounts, and some of these numbers are taking into consideration the possibility of some thunderstorms. That's where you'll get some of those locally higher amounts of rain. Wind does come in a factor again after this, more of a southerly flow today, particularly in northern Manitoba. But as we get through the weekend, this becomes more of a northwesterly flow again, and we'll see those winds picking up as we get Sunday into Monday. So the wind shifting around in northern Manitoba, and what that will do is really shift that firefight once again in the north, but also reintroduce some haze. So clearer skies through southern Manitoba as we get through the weekend. But as we get into next week, you can see that northwesterly flow pushing some of that smoke back down into southern Manitoba to start the new work week. So 25 degrees tomorrow. Look what happens when that cold front sweeps through Brittany, down to the teens for Sunday, Monday, and heating up into next week.
All right. Thanks, Riley.
You're welcome.
We have much more to come right after this. Stay The out-of-control fire near the town of Lynn Lake is now roughly 71,000 hectares in size. The mandatory evacuation still in place. All 600 residents displaced. Some in Thompson are stepping up to provide special programming to seniors. The CBC's Sanuda Ranawake has more.
When wildfire closed in on the town of Lynn Lake, Verna Morasti came to Thompson with her family and friends. But she worries now for the seniors.
They're just like sitting on their beds or outside here smoking. Right. And there's only like that one area there where you can have quiet time for 55 plus.
Morasti says in Thompson's evacuation center, the activities are mainly geared towards young children and middle-aged people.
Not the elders, the younger people like my age maybe. They play cards.
But some people are stepping up and helping seniors that are new to the community. The Thompson Seniors Resource Council is setting up programming for seniors. Molly Stapleton is the chairperson.
The elders and seniors in the city of Thompson, that we make us aware of their needs, and if we're able to assist or provide that need, we do.
They've opened a drop-in center with board games, puzzles, and even a concert next week. Stapleton says giving people a quiet place to be is especially important for the seniors being housed at the evacuation center.
And this way they get a chance to be away from the group, because we know they're going to be very apprehensive if you don't know you're not going home, or when you're going home, or if you have a home to go to. It must be terrifying for some of them.
The University College of the North has also opened up a safe, quiet space for elders who just want to escape the noise and chaos of the evacuation center. Reagan McClellan is the coordinator.
It can be quite overstimulating and overwhelming to be cramped together with 500 plus other people that you may not know quite as well as you would like.
McClellan says the space also provides soup and bannock for those yearning for the comforts of home. Sanuda Ranawake, CBC News, Thompson.
Now, as the days turn into weeks, boredom is starting to creep in for some people who've been displaced. Evacuees could be out for months, and some places are offering up free entertainment in a display of hospitality for people from northern Manitoba. CBC's Mike Arsenault has that story.
Maximus Ross is killing time scrolling on his phone. He was evacuated from Pimachikamak or Cross Lake and has been in the city for a week. He says he's running out of things to do.
All we do is stand around here when there's nothing to do, man. I just sleep, go on my phone.
Fortunately for Ross and his friends, some Winnipeg venues are offering up free entertainment for evacuees. The YMCA is offering free admission for wildfire evacuees at their Winnipeg locations. Kevin Hunter says many of the people new to the city don't know what the Y is, and they wanted to get the message out.
We do have pool facilities, that we do have recreation facilities, fitness areas, gymnasiums, equipment. All that is available to evacuees, and yeah, we just hope we can help as many people as we can.
Hunter says so far they've seen roughly 50 evacuees per day, and that number is growing. The Winnipeg Art Gallery Kalmayuk is opening their doors as well. Katrina Barsky says the WAG wanted to pitch in and do something kind for the thousands of displaced people.
Any chance to offer a little bit of a reprieve and some creative inspiration just to get out and think about anything else. If art can help inspire that, then we're happy to open our doors.
The Canadian Museum for Human Rights is opening their doors free of charge for wildfire evacuees. All you need is proof of address. The Assiniboine Park Zoo donated free passes for evacuee families as well, and those can be picked up at the RBC Centre on the second floor. Ross plans to go check out the YMCA.
Probably ball, man, me and the boys. Yeah, man. Probably go out over at the museum too with the guys later.
Something to pass the time, because it's unknown how long they'll have to stay in the city. Mike Arsenault, CBC News, Winnipeg.
Now, firefighters are getting some help from improved weather conditions, but winds in northeastern BC have forced evacuations in the Kelly Lake region in that province. The smoke is choking cities further east, though. The air quality indexes in Toronto, Ottawa, and Montreal are all listed as high risk. Residents are advised to limit time outdoors and be mindful of smoke exposure symptoms, especially in young children and people with respiratory issues. High concentrations of wildfire smoke could remain in place for the next several days. Communities are desperate for more resources to fight the wildfires, and fire departments in southern Manitoba are answering the call to help northern communities save their homes. The CBC's Rosanna Hempel explains how resources are shared during emergencies, but without putting other communities at risk.
Flames and wildfire smoke near Lynn Lake. The visibility so bad, Trevor Thiessen couldn't see firefighters at the end of the hose. He was there when flames blew into the edge of town.
You could see it in the distance, you could see the smoke, and then you could see the flames up in the crowns of the trees, and then you could hear it, and then it was on you.
Thiessen is the fire chief in Morris in southern Manitoba. He and another firefighter helped respond to the wildfire near Lynn Lake in Marcel Colombe First Nation. They drove their pumper tanker 15 hours from Morris to Lynn Lake, helping set up sprinklers on homes, the hospital, and school, where flames got dangerously close.
It was very key. It has 2,500 gallons of water on it with a full pump ability. So we were able to stage somewhere and actually, pump water for quite some time before we had to refill.
Their deployment left the main engine, the ladder truck, and 20 volunteer firefighters back in Morris, which Thiessen says left the town well protected while they were away.
If a fire had started that they weren't able to handle, Morris would have been able to draw from resources in their mutual aid district of Boyne River, which includes fire departments in Carman and Portage-la Prairie. Southern Manitoba has 17 districts that share resources in emergencies. Northern Manitoba doesn't have an equivalent reciprocal response system due to geographic barriers and long travel distances.
We can put sprinklers on structures.
Morden's fire chief, Andy Thiessen, says his district just sent 6 firefighters, a pumper tanker, and a truck to the Flin Flon area.
We can all take care of our own communities most of the time, but sometimes we need extra manpower, extra equipment, and that's where the mutual aid system works. And now this is just expanded outside of our borders where we're helping northern Manitoba.
The Boyne River and Pembina Triangle districts are among many others who've shared equipment and firefighters this season.
As the municipality of De Lorraine Winchester sends firefighters to Flin Flon, it's issued a ban on all open fires, fireworks, and motorized backcountry travel, so it's not caught short-handed. Rosanna Hempel, CBC News, Winnipeg.
A northern Manitoba family looking for a missing 24-year-old man is concerned the search for him may be disrupted by the ongoing mass evacuations due to the wildfires. Troy Gilbert Sautier's family says he's been missing since May 11th. He was last seen leaving a home in Thompson. Troy's father says he's desperate for answers.
I'll bring my baby boy back home, safe and sound, where he belongs. And if anybody has any information, small or big, contact the RCMP or whoever you can to point us in the right directions.
RCMP says Sautier faces multiple charges, including break and enter, sexual assault, and uttering threats, and has an arrest warrant out for him. But they say their main concern is solving his missing persons case. He's described as being 5'3", 110 pounds. His family says he has brown hair, dark brown eyes, and tattoos on his right arm. The federal government has introduced legislation aimed at cutting down interprovincial barriers and opening up trade across the country. Prime Minister Mark Carney outlined the goals in Ottawa.
With the One Canadian Economy Bill, we are aligning federal rules and regulations with those from the provinces and territories, helping to create one market, not 13.
Carney estimates those barriers are costing Canadians as much as $200 billion per year. The bill looks to recognize provincial and territorial rules at the federal level and speed up the approval process of major infrastructure projects deemed of national interest. The Prime Minister says building strength at home is the best way to respond to the U.S. trade war. The legislation was one of Carney's key election promises. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi has accepted an invitation from Carney to attend the G7 summit in Alberta later this month. Carney and Modi spoke today, the leaders discussing trade security and law enforcement. Relations have been strained between India and Canada in recent years since former Prime Minister Justin Trudeau alleged agents of the Indian government were involved in the murder of a Canadian Sikh activist in 2023. New Delhi denies the allegations. Now, India is not a member of the G7, but has been invited to join the summit since 2019. It runs from June 15th to 17th in Kananaskis. The man serving a life sentence for killing a Muslim family in Ontario is appealing his convictions. Nathaniel Veltman was found guilty in 2023 of driving his pickup truck into a family as they walked along a street. Now his lawyer says there are grounds to quash the decision and order a new trial. The lawyer says the appeal is based on alleged errors of law, but he did not specify them. The matter is still months away from a judicial decision as to whether the appeal moves forward or not. The lawyer also confirmed that Veltman is dropping his appeal of his sentences. Statistics Canada has released its jobs report for the month of May, and it shows that 8,800 positions were created last month. The increase in the number of jobs was a surprise for forecasters who expected a dip because of the tariff war. But even though the actual number of new jobs was up slightly, the employment rate climbed to 7%. That's the highest it's been, aside from during COVID, in 9 years. Still ahead, threats and insults as this messy divorce explodes into public view. More on that when we come back. Some political experts hope the leaders of Manitoba's two main political parties set a better example. A recent debate between Wab Kinew and Abi Khan descended into constant heckling and personal attacks. Ian Fraze reports.
I hope Manitobans can hear their premier heckling once again on the mic. Yeah, that's who he is. He's a bully.
That was PC leader Abi Khan at Estimates last month, and NDP Premier Wab Kinew talking over him.
We can just look back to the Premier's past and see this. He's nothing but a bully. Nothing but a bully that the Premier wants to say. Now the Premier is trying to, I don't know, emotionally attack me for saying that I've cried in the House. Yeah, I don't care. So what? This Premier himself wants to continue to heckle and bully. And now I know you can't hear it at home, but he's sitting there saying, call him dad, call him dad. I don't know, maybe that's what he gets his members to call him.
But Khan also bears responsibility. It seems he was trying to get under Kinew's skin.
The pit bull attack dog that he is, the toxic bullying leader that he is. Well, if you want to talk about what is a joke, I think the Premier just needs to look in the mirror. I will go on the Premier's criminal record. If we want to talk about records and we want to talk about the past, we can talk about the Premier's criminal record.
Order, please. I certainly hope that the leaders will set a better example to their caucuses.
A political expert says both men acted inappropriately.
It's actual outright hostility. It's tough on Manitobans to see that.
While question period is known for rigorous debate, the Speaker of the House can keep the peace. But at an estimates meeting, the referee's powers are limited. Paul Thomas is a political scientist.
When it comes down to shouting at one another and insulting one another, that doesn't help anybody. If anything, it turns the public off.
The feuding between Kinew and Khan may have started in 2023 with this handshake. Khan said Kinew swore and shoved him. Kinew denied it, calling it a tense verbal exchange. Then Khan became PC leader in April. Kinew never congratulated him.
You don't want to reach out? No.
Why not?
No one ever reached out and congratulated me.
Khan is expressing some regret over his conduct at Estimates.
I think I can always try to act better and be an example.
But he said the Premier started it.
Unfortunately, I was roped in by the Premier.
We tried for a week and a half to interview the Premier about this story. His spokesperson says Kinew was busy in Ottawa and then with the wildfires, and he wouldn't have time later. Kinew's office did provide a statement, but it did not answer our questions about the Premier's behavior. Ian Fraze, CBC News, Winnipeg.
Well, what a difference a week makes. Last Friday, U.S. President Donald Trump congratulated Elon Musk for creating the Department of Government Efficiency. But now, the world's most powerful man and the world's richest man are at war. Sasha Petrusik has the latest.
A lot of Americans, especially Republicans, have been watching the implosion of this celebrity bromance very closely. And it's happening in real time on the networks and online and even in the tabloids. Here's the headlines, for instance, in New York today. This started late yesterday with Donald Trump hosting the German chancellor in the Oval Office when he was asked about Elon Musk railing against his cherished big, beautiful spending bill, which Musk worries will add $2 trillion to the U.S. deficit and calls it a disgusting abomination. That's what he posted. Trump shot back that Musk was only worried about an end to rebates for electric vehicles like the Tesla, and then things got pretty personal very quickly. Trump in the White House and on live TV, Musk apparently watching all of this and tweeting, posting his own criticisms. This is what Trump had to say.
He knew every aspect of this bill. He knew it better than almost anybody, and he never had a problem until right after he left. He's not the first. People leave my administration and they love us. And then at some point they miss it so badly, and some of them embrace it and some of them actually become hostile. I don't know what it is. It's sort of Trump derangement syndrome, I guess.
So today, elected Republicans were being very diplomatic about all of this.
he was disappointed, and I was surprised by Elon's sudden opposition. And look, I hope they reconcile. I believe in redemption. That's part of my worldview, and I think it's good for the party and the country if all that's worked out.
So far, no signs of reconciliation or peacemaking. There was talk of a phone call between Trump and Musk today, but the White House says it's not happening. Sasha Petrusik, CBC News, Washington.
Riley back in now. And Riley, I don't know about you, but the smoke that we're seeing here in Winnipeg has really been affecting my allergies.
Oh, yeah.
I find myself blowing my nose a lot. I'm sure I'm not alone with many people in this province right now.
A lot of folks, I think, feeling susceptible, maybe feeling that smoke in their lungs as you're outside doing activities. So when we have these hazier days, it's a good day to maybe skip the run in the morning.
Yeah, close those windows a little bit too.
Yeah, exactly. Feline Friday. I know we haven't done this in a while, so let's do it tonight. I've got a backlog of cats to show you. How about Willow tonight? Thank you, Sharon and Mike, for sending this picture. Please keep sending your pets in. We'll need some dogs for next week as well. You can send those to talkback@cbc.ca. So 18 degrees, we'll see some clouds building into Winnipeg in the morning. What you'll notice is a southerly wind that picks up through the day, as well as that cold front passes through. That comes with the risk of thunderstorms through the afternoon. So keep that in mind if you're doing anything outdoors through the day on Saturday. And that chance of showers lingering, albeit quick, as that system moves through, before we see a little bit more shower activity as we get into the day on Sunday. 16 degrees. You'll notice that drop in temperatures once that front passes. Here's a look at temperatures right now. 25 degrees in Winnipeg. What a difference the day was without all of that smoke and that haze. Once it cleared, it really allowed temperatures to elevate. You'll recall barely getting out of 15 degrees in Gimli yesterday, 26 at the moment, 26 in Dauphin, 27 in Swan River, 21 degrees in Thompson, where we're still dealing with some of those air quality issues, and we'll continue to deal with that as we get through the next several days, particularly into northern Manitoba. Overnight temperatures look like this, above seasonal for this time of the year. 15s, mostly cloudy for Brandon, for Verdon, 17 in Dauphin, 12s and 13s through much of northwestern Ontario, 9 in Fort Frances overnight tonight. In northern Manitoba, 14 in the Pas and OCN. Norway House also at 14, and a chance of showers through Churchill and Gillam. That's that first wave of some of that rain pushing through as we get through overnight into Saturday morning. Through the day on Saturday, as this low pressure system moves its way across central and northern Manitoba, we'll get the wraparound of some of this starting through parts of northern Manitoba. So some showers on and off through Lynn Lake, to Dooley Lake getting some rain, some sunny breaks even in Thompson with some of that shower activity mixed into the afternoon, 17 in Grand Rapids. And here's that cold front as it comes through. By the lunch hour, there's a chance we could see a few showers through the west, or some thunder showers with some rain mixed in there, 19 in Brandon. After that cold front sweeps through, you'll really notice those temperatures falling. So 25 in the afternoon, but as we get into the evening, you'll notice a fall in temperatures as well. And look at the difference into Sunday. 15s and 16s across much of the south, 13 in Dauphin, 11 in Thompson, Brittany, and we could even see some showers lingering into Monday. I'll have your 7-day coming up.
Thank you, Riley.
You're welcome.
Well, Winnipeg has its first pedestrian scramble. Now, once a cycle, the signals at King and Bannatyne stop cars in all directions, allowing pedestrians to cross. But it's not like a traditional scramble. You aren't allowed to cross diagonally, which is causing confusion among many. CBC's Jim Agapito asked people what they think of the pilot project.
Walk sign is on for all crossings.
Huh?
Walk sign is on for all crossings.
What is this traffic scramble?
What is this traffic scramble?
You can go in any direction. Oh.
I have no clue what that is.
So it stops everything. Oh,
Yeah.
it's like a circle.
Kind of.
Sounds like someone's gonna get hit by a car.
Walk sign is on for all crossings.
When you hear what's happening right now and the lights turn, you can go in all directions. So pedestrians can go across or the other way.
Oh.
What do you think of that?
That sounds good. I've been hearing that thing talk all day and it was annoying.
Walk sign is on for all crossings.
But now I know it's for a good reason.
Have you even noticed when you're crossing it today?
No, I'm in the zone, man. I'm just walking.
Now, you had no idea this is happening. A lot of the other people I spoke to also had no idea. What does that mean then? You know, do you think that it's effective? Do you think it's a good thing for the area? What do you think?
Is that all that it is this little signage here that tells you? Yeah, people probably aren't paying attention to that. Obviously, they're not getting the word out there enough. I don't know.
Do you think that will make an improvement to the area?
I don't know. Not in this like small area, no. Maybe over there on Main Street in Portage.
Traffic scramble? Do you think this should be anywhere else in Winnipeg?
Yeah, lots of busy intersections.
Okay, tell me where.
Crazy Corner over there, Main and Portage.
Would you like to see more of these in the city?
Oh yeah, definitely, man, because there's some days where you got to catch your bus and you got to go there in 5 minutes, but then you got to wait for the lights to, so I feel like this is a more efficient way for people to get to and from work.
There you have it, Crazy Corner. Well, still ahead, it's not your usual grocery store customer. What this elephant had a craving for in our daily lift. Plus, Riley has a last check on our forecast. We're back right after this. It's that time of year. Get your tickets while you can. Grey Cup tickets went on sale earlier today. The game is, of course, right here in Winnipeg at Princess Auto Stadium. It's happening on Sunday, November 16th. It feels like a ways away. Winnipeg Football Club President Wade Miller says this is more than a game. It's a week-long celebration of Canadian football, culture, and community.
And of course, we'll hope that Winnipeg's in that again, right? Okay, so Air Quality Health Index, throughout the day today, we were sitting at a 10 plus first thing in the morning. We dropped to about a 7 by the lunch hour. By the time we get into the day on Saturday, we'll be at a 2 in Winnipeg. So what a difference that southerly wind makes. It kind of pushes that smoke a little further north. So yes, that is still a concern through the Inner Lake into eastern Manitoba and most certainly into the northern part of the province. But as we get into next week, we will start to see a little more of that haze returning. So showers tomorrow, periods of rain through the late afternoon, risk of a thunderstorm at 25 degrees, 26 on the way for Sunday, or 16 on the way for Sunday, make that. And then we'll start to rebound our temperatures into next week, 26 for Wednesday, 28 for Wednesday, 26 for Thursday. I can't read anymore. I'm done. When some people get hungry like me, they can get a little bit hangry and maybe they even make a little bit of a mess.
That doesn't sound familiar. But in Bangkok, a hungry elephant didn't even flinch as workers tried to shoo it out of the grocery store. See if his snack is as good as yours in our daily lift. Okay, this hungry wild elephant strolled in from a nearby national park. The elephant stopped in front of the shop's counter, calmly snatching and chomping snacks, and didn't flinch as the national park workers tried to shoo him away. The shop owner says he ate about 9 bags of sweet rice crackers, a sandwich, and some dried bananas.
The elephant later backed out of the shop, still holding a bag of snacks with his trunk. The owner of the shop says the cost of the elephant's haul was about $25. He left little damage behind, at least, except for tracking mud throughout the store. The elephant is known to frequent the area, but this is the first time that he had been seen wandering inside the grocery store.
You know, he was just a little snacky.
Yeah.
We're all like that sometimes.
A little treat.
A late Friday night treat for many of us.
Exactly. That's what I'm doing tonight.
Right? Well, we hope you all have a wonderful weekend. We are hoping that rain hits the parts of the province that need it most. Stay safe. We'll see you next week.
See ya.
Anything sour for me?
Yeah.
Would be in
sweet and sour.